I expect a return on my investment.
I expect a return on my investment. Well, it looks like Danny was right. She told Sabrina, look, you say this guy wants to help you get Maurice out of jail, but he's willing to put up $1.5 million. You barely know this guy. I don't think this is a good idea. Andy was like, wait, what kind of person, like, who is this guy that will put up that kind of money for you? Andy, you're not the only one who can have a man give you extravagant gifts and spend millions of dollars on you. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's the fact that, well, Sabrina, you barely know this guy. Yet he's willing to put up almost $2 million as a favor to you to help out your friend. So when, he claps his hands, you better get up and answer the call. But from my understanding, this is the first time Bayo is interacting with Sabrina since, Maurice came over to introduce himself, and Bayo just, pretty much went off on him and left. Now, the question is, what's going to happen now? Are Bayo and Sabrina, let me put it this way, they ain't getting married. Season 7, Sabrina has a new love interest, and it's not Bayo, so Bayo's probably going to be written out in the next few episodes here. Now, the question is, what's going to happen next? Now, just throwing this out here, I don't know exactly how the legal process works, but if the DA Burke, calls out Logan for bogus charges against Sabrina and Maurice in order to get the promotion to become chief, then I'm guessing that with the charges dropped and not even going to court, maybe the bail money Bayo put up goes directly back to him. That's kind of my guess here. But because he put up that much money, it seems clear that it's like, Sabrina, yeah, I'm gonna need you to do this, that, and the third. Now, I'm wondering if, let's say, for example, he goes over there, everything is cool, and maybe he asks Sabrina to go out with him or do something, and Sabrina's like, oh no, well actually I need to do this, or I am hanging out with Calvin or something, then Bayo's going to be like, well, remember I put up all that money for your gay friend who robbed a bank? Well, you going to have to do this for me, and that's going to be a major turnoff. And well, look, I'm not saying that Bayo can or should force somebody to do something, but if Sabrina just thinks that saying no is going to get Bayo to leave her alone, that ain't gonna fly. He put up 1.5 million. Again, I'm not saying it's right for him to be able to just say, hey, when I call you, you come to me. I'm just saying, like, this is 1.5 mil. This is just for Sabrina to act like she quote unquote doesn't owe Bayo anything, and I'm not saying she does, but to just say, like, to just act like she's not going to have to do what he says. This is just like in the haves and the have-nots towards the later seasons. Remember when like Benny and Candace held on to Wyatt's inheritance, and the main Jim kept sending people after them, or this, that, and the third, and even Catherine would like call Candace out of her name, and then Hannah would get all defensive, like, that's my child, and it's like, Hannah, your children are holding on to like $7 or $8 million that doesn't belong to them, and you don't think that somebody's not going to call them out of their name or send people after them? That's just stupid. The same rules apply here. It's like when Sabrina was running around like, hey, can you give me $1.5 million? It's like, shut up. It took $3 million to get your ass out of jail. So yeah, I don't know exactly what Bayo's demands are going to be for Sabrina to pay him off, but to think he's just going to disappear because you don't want to do what he says, I highly doubt that's going to happen. So with that being said, how do you think Sabrina's going to get out of this one? Do you think that Bayo is just going to gracefully bow out if he gets his bail money? I don't know. I mean, Sabrina just got in way over her head, and she really has nobody to blame but herself. Danny kept saying, look, you've done everything you, and this is before Bayo, agreed to help out Maurice, but Danny said, look, you need to stop. You've done everything you can to try to help Maurice out of this situation. So the best you can do is just sit with it until these things get, resolved. And I wholeheartedly agree, because Maurice, ever since he got out of jail, has made things worse and worse and worse for him and Sabrina. Had he had just been sitting in his jail cell, well, they could have rode out the storm, and then the DA would have been introduced. And then, well, let's say if he was still behind bars and he decided to talk with the DA, if things played out the way they are in the next episode where the DA calls out Logan for this bogus case, things would have been A-okay. But no, get me out of here, Sabrina. Then he confronts Q. a couple times. Q gets shot. Now he goes to the DA. Maurice is just more trouble than he's worth. He is clearly not worth no $1.5 million. But how do you think things will go with Bayo? Do you think Calvin will come to her rescue somehow? I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.